the Harry Potter show just got a huge filming leak, and we also got a big update to the entire franchise. The Back to Hogwarts event is happening and it will be live streamed, which has some serious implications on announcements that we can get. And speaking of announcements, we have a brand new casting decision that was just revealed. So we're going to talk about that, and we're also going to talk about the biggest question that's on everyone's mind, and that is, how long do we have to wait for season 1? When is season 1 going to officially air on HBO Max? So jumping straight into the news, we have our first official confirmation that Back to Hogwarts season is going to be real this time. And according to the Harry Potter website, they said this: every year on the 1st of September, Hogwarts students return to the wonders of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry for a new year of start of term surprises. And here in our Muggle lives, we've taken that day under our wing and made it a special day for fans across the globe every year. But how is 2025 shaping up? They said, first up, get ready for our Back to Hogwarts showcase. They then said, well, wait just a second now, we couldn't celebrate Back to Hogwarts without a worldwide online showcase. So even if you can't make any of these Harry Potter fan events below, you can log on with us at around 10:40 BST or 5:40 ET, and that'll be available on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and I will also be doing a live stream during that day. So yeah, that should be a really hyped time. Hopefully they give us the goods on the Harry Potter show, but I'm also very curious to see if they're going to announce anything for the Harry Potter TV series. Maybe we get like a first look at certain characters. Like maybe that's when we get to see the Dumbledore reveal of him in full costume. That would be pretty sick. I'm also expecting something for video games. Like hopefully we get something Hogwarts Legacy related, but again, it's hard saying. So yeah, Back to Hogwarts should be a pretty good time. Hopefully they give us the goods this year. So next up, a massive filming leak just dropped showing young Harry Potter played by the newcomer Dominique McLaughlin and a towering Rubeus Hagrid, Nick Frost, and they're seen navigating London's Embankment Station. Now with that being said, this pretty much gives us confirmation that the show will be filmed in chronological order, which that alone has some serious implications to the overall like filming and schedule. Now that we know that they're going in order, as new leaks and, set leaks and photos get revealed, it'll give us an idea of how far along the filming is, which is honestly really exciting news, because once we see that they're starting to film like later scenes, then that'll give us a good idea of when the filming is going to wrap up. Now they are going to be filming back to back for season 1 and season 2. So it's going to be a long filming process over the next year and a half. But nonetheless, this is exciting news. Now, what really caught my attention in all of this was Hagrid's size. He looks pretty massive beside Harry. Now, it could be like a camera angle situation, but it certainly looks like there's a noticeable difference in effort to scale up Nick Frost. And if you actually notice him like walking down the steps, it looks like he appears to be struggling a bit while walking down those stairs. So that raises the possibility that he might be using like stilts or something, some kind of elevation gear to achieve Hagrid's towering size, which I assume that's the case. Honestly, doing it practically rather than like using a camera angle to make him look towering is a better option. I would also rather them do like camera tricks or anything like that over CGI, which I doubt they're going to do any CGI for Hagrid, but you know what I'm saying? Either way, it definitely adds to the authenticity, even if it looks a bit awkward in motion for now. It could just be that he's having trouble with these steps, and once he's on like flat ground, it's a lot easier to walk on. So next up, we have our first bit of casting news we've had in a while, and that is Angelina Johnson has officially been cast according to Wizarding World Direct. Asha Sotan, or I believe that's how the pronunciation is, has been cast as Angelina Johnson in the Harry Potter TV series. So yeah, it certainly seems like they're slowly filling in all of the rest of the roles for the Harry Potter show. This casting decision looks great, and honestly, they've crushed everything else that they've done for the most part. So moving right along, we have another filming leak for the Harry Potter show. They were recently spotted filming on Parian Road, where 90s style cars were seen lining the streets, clearly setting the tone for that classic early book vibe. The current speculation is that they're currently setting up to film the scene involving the milkman, which is obviously a detail pulled straight from the book. Now in book 1, there's a moment where a milkman is baffled by having to deliver something through the window at number 4 Privet Drive. What I really like is that they're deliberately adding in like 90s vehicles and the costume choices as well to capture that 90s look. It's a clear effort to really show off that grounded suburban energy from Harry Potter's earliest days. Like, it's these moments that are often skipped over in the movie adaptation that help really flesh out the world and make it feel lived in and make it feel like it's from that time period. I would say the first few movies, they really did a good job because it was the early 2000s, and that's not really like a major time gap between the early and late 90s versus the early 2000s. Like, it wasn't that big of a jump. Which, to expand on that, the Harry Potter show embracing that 90s look is not only smart, but it's also a faithful decision, because at the end of the day, it is faithful to the books, but it's also going to transport us to that world. It's also going to be nostalgic for those of us that are old enough to remember the 90s. So moving right along, we have some updates to the actual crew that have just been revealed. First off, we have director Lucy Forbes is stepping in to helm episodes 3 and 4. And I have to say, initially, like, this choice feels spot on for capturing the series' blend of whimsy and darker undertones. Her previous work on shows like End of the Effing World and In My Skin shows that she has experience on character-driven storytelling with a touch of like that quirky edge, which honestly I think is perfect for exploring Harry's early adventures without losing the book's emotional depth. Now, pairing up with Forbes is Mark Patton as the director of photography for those same episodes. So if you've ever seen shows like Silo or Andor, you know that Patton is really good with creating immersive and atmospheric worlds. He also has a sci-fi background that could translate brilliantly to the Wizarding World's visual spells, and of course the Forbidden Forest. He's honestly a really good visual storyteller, so really looking forward to seeing the work that Mark Patton does. And finally, we have Rosie Barker as the assistant script supervisor on the Harry Potter TV series, which she has worked on F1, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, The Crown, and Enola Holmes 2. So next up, let's talk about the Harry Potter Season 1 release date. This is honestly the biggest question that a lot of people want to know, and that is, when is Season 1 going to drop? Well, with the confirmation that the Harry Potter show is targeting a 2027 release, and filming for both Season 1 and Season 2 are happening back to back, when exactly could we expect to see the first season? Well, based on the current production timeline, an early to mid 2027 premiere, perhaps around the spring or summer, is looking like it's the most possible scenario. Now, if filming continues smoothly into next year, a teaser trailer could drop as early as 2026, sometime likely in the late 2026. I doubt we're going to get like halfway through the year and then they announce a teaser trailer. I think we're going to have to wait a lot later for that teaser trailer. So yeah, for Season 1, I'm guessing that we're going to get it probably early 2027. And then as for Season 2, shooting it alongside the first season should allow for a relatively shorter turnaround, possibly within a year of the first season debut. That's obviously depending on the post-production demands. Now, one interesting thing to consider is whether the producers will intentionally space out Season 2 to give the young cast time to age up for the events of Season 3. Now, this would obviously align nicely with the narrative progression in the books and give the characters a more natural growth arc on screen. Now, we'll have to obviously wait and see how HBO chooses to pace out the seasons, but the planning already feels more strategic than the film series ever had the time for. Yeah, I'm really curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are. When do you think we're going to get Season 1 of the Harry Potter show like officially dropping? Like I said, I'm expecting it's going to be either like early to like mid 2027, and then Season 2 is probably not going to happen until like 2028 or even like early 2029. Again, it all depends on how long it's going to take to do the post-production for all of the seasons. But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap it up with this video. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section regarding the release date. When do you think we're going to get it? Will it be early 2027 or mid 2027? And when do you think the teaser trailer is going to drop? That's going to wrap it up with this video. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section. And until next time, this has been Wes, and I will talk to you guys on the other side of the world. Mischief managed.